Hey everyone, what's up? So we're now in Asana. So we have switched over from HoneyBook to Asana, and I'm actually going to log out and I will show you first. The first thing you want to do is obviously create your account. So you want to make an Asana account. You want to come in and it's a free account. There are premium features. So if you needed those premium features, that is a charge. But I have found that you can get away with a lot in Asana for free. And so typically I log in with my Google. So we'll log into Carly's. And the big thing is you might be saying, like, well, why would I need both systems? So HoneyBook will allow you to do a lot of tracking and you can do bookkeeping, you can do automations all within those. And those are a lot of client facing, and you can keep all of your like paperwork side of things in HoneyBook that you can just track that right in there. And then Asana is really like the backbone of the entire design process. And that's what I'm going to walk you through. I've developed a template that you all will have access to, and you can put into your own Asana and make it your own. Um, and that will hopefully help with taking the guesswork out of it, right? Like I'm a big fan of like, let's take the guesswork out of it for everyone. So when you come into Asana, you'll log in and you'll first see that you, once you create some boards, that's the first thing you'll do. So what I'll show you first is how to add your own template into Asana. So you will have this CSV file with the template in there. So we're going to come to a blank project. Actually, we're going to come to a blank project and use a template. Yes, so you can import from a spreadsheet. So you'll have that CSV file, and then you'll just put it as the name that you want it. So maybe it's like Brandon Web Design template or something. And then, so I'm going to name this 10kg. I'm going to name it 1 just because we have one in there that we've created. And we're going to go to select file to import. So I usually have this down at the bottom, just from what I've downloaded, and I will just drag and drop it in there. And then you'll click on go to project. So you've got to give it just a few minutes because it's got to get everything all in there. But what's nice is the entire template is ready to go for you. So I have broken it down by different phases of the process for you. And I've worked with Carly on designing this specifically to be of help to everyone in this program. And so it's all of the different phases. And it's similar to how she does her brand and web design setups, that she has different phases of the process in here. So the top of it is, if you didn't want to use HoneyBook, you have the inquiry response piece in there. And what we've also done too is we've included email templates that you can use as well. Like I mentioned in the other HoneyBook, in the HoneyBook video, that you can literally just copy and paste these, and then you can just switch them out for your own verbiage, and it's all ready to go for you. It's all done and ready to go. So a couple things I'm going to walk through before I go in detail in this template. First thing is, these check marks are like if you want to check a task off your list. And similar to HoneyBook, you can drag and drop different tasks in here. And so you'll always have assignee and you'll have due date. So if you have a team, you can assign different people to different tasks in here. So, sometimes I'll assign things to my assistant, and then she'll know, like, you have to do this by this date, right? So like if you want to make it very structured where you're like, I need it done by this date, you can do that. So a couple of other things you can add. So this is actually, this is the premium feature. So those are some of the features that are like premium. Like a priority would be one where you could set it of like high priority, medium priority, low priority. Those are things that like I have found that I've just gotten away by like putting like urgent due dates to things. So there's a very strategic way you could set this up if you would like. Or you could just have it as simple as assignee and due date, whoever you assign it to, and the due date that it's on. So what's nice is too, you can actually just minimize that if you're like, oh, this is a lot of noise in here. You can minimize it. You can also you can come down if you had subtask in here. So there's a couple with some subtask in here. So when we go down a little farther, you will see that there are like let's see where they are. There would be, we'll just make one really fast just for the sake of this. So if we had a subtask and it was follow up with a client. So a subtask is like a task within a task, basically. And maybe it's send welcome gift, right? If we were to just pare this down to like one, task with all 5 steps in it, This right here, it means that there's a subtask in here. So that means that there are 2 other tasks in there that are built within the one big task. So you could come in here, or you could click on this and you can see the 2 that are right there and you're like, oh, they're ready to go. So another little tip for you is tab delete is how you can take off a task right in there very quickly. It's a shortcut on the keyboard. So now that we've covered a couple of those basic items in there, I want to walk you through this in detail. So Asana will be a much shorter training than Honeybook because essentially we've done a lot of the heavy lifting for you, and you could use this template. And then on the second video, I'm going to show you how you can duplicate it, how you can maintain it, all of that good stuff. But for this video, we're going to walk through everything in detail. So obviously, like, inquiry is going to be sending a response email. You can send a Zoom link email. And again, all of these are already built in for you. So taking the guesswork out when you're ready to send a proposal, and then following up on the proposal if there's no response. So when you're done with that, you can either delete this section or you can keep it, but you can just minimize it, which is nice. One thing I will note too before I move on, you actually have an option for different types of views in Asana. If you wanted to do it where this is different phases for you and you just scroll through this way, you can totally do that. If you like the Trello look, you can totally do that in here, and you can color code things, all of that good stuff. And then the other free one is the calendar. So let's say you put all of the due dates to everything. All of the tasks will show up in the calendar, and you can actually color code them, which I'll show you how to tag things so that they're easy to find right in your Asana. So when you come in here, if you wanted to minimize that down, then it's on booking, right? And so you're starting to get into the process of, like, we booked them, we'll send this welcome email, create their welcome packet, update any scheduling, income stuff, whatever that looks like. And then you start getting into the really nitty-gritty things of their branding and design process. So their strategy session, did all of these things happen? And again, having those emails. So we tried to make it as obvious as we could that, like, there's an email here, you can use it. So it's ready to go. It's ready for you to use. And then really, like, it's just every single step of the process, and you can take it out if you want. If you're like, we don't actually do that in my business, I do it this way instead. You can edit these. So instead of saying create heart, you could say something different, right? We'll just type it back in for the sake of this, but it could be completely different. So you create it as you want. This is just a template, and it's really what you can make for yourself and what works best for your business. And so we have all of these steps built in for you. And there's one thing that I will be covering a little bit more in depth for you as well. But I wanted to show you first, really, I just wanted to walk through the entirety of this template for you, and that it's, like, so jam-packed and so filled with again, taking the guesswork out, and in the hopes of, like, you feel like, oh man, like, I can care for my clients so well with this template. And so the last thing we'll cover in this is I want to walk through, we're going to cover this website checklist because that actually has a link involved with it. And I'm going to walk through, like, how to know when to put a link in there versus, like, when to, like, break everything down. And then offboarding is down here. So when you're ready to offboard your client, you have all of these steps built in as well. And the last thing is saved files. So one thing that I have, when I worked with designers before, they're like, oh man, where's the file for, their signed contract, or where is their welcome packet, or all that stuff. So what I built into Asana is I built in tasks that you can just refer back to the signed contract right here. So you just have to come in and you can put the link to the contract in there, and you can be like, oh, the contract's right there. If you ever had to refer back to the contract, or if you wanted to attach the welcome packet, you totally could. You can come in and, like, all these different buttons, you can attach a file right there, and you can have it ready to go. So it's very easy. You can also drag and drop that in here as well if you wanted to just have it right there. But what's nice is you have it right at your fingertips, right? So, like, once you have the research and strategy, if you wanted to put any notes in there, you can put notes in there. You can also tag people on your team. So, like, if I wanted to mention somebody, you could do that within the notes section as well. And then all of those different, like, the logos, deliverables, their checklist, all of that, once it's done and ready to go, and you ever need to refer back to it, put it in Asana. And you might be like, well, why can't I just put it in, like, the Google Drive or something? I really, really try to help people a lot of times with consolidating down. So often people are like, I think I put it in this folder or I put it in that folder. And my biggest encouragement is once it's ready to go, once it's done, put it in one like central spot that you and your team can refer back to, and even your clients. So you can actually use this for your clients too, or you can pare this down to only like, you can use this, like you can put certain steps in it for your clients. If you wanted to not have everything involved with it, you can take certain steps out of it. And, you could just have like, like you can consolidate and pare this down. But having the saved files in here, especially for your clients too, to be able to say, hey, refer back to your finalized logo. And can you clarify this for me? Or can you elaborate on this for me? Is really, really helpful when you have to find it really quickly, right? So that was a big thing I wanted to make sure to include in this template as well for you all, was just having a section that was just, here's how to save all my files, or here's a place where all of my saved files are, I should say. So this is the template in detail. Walk through it, like play around with it. It's filled with so much, so many like tasks involved to hopefully, like I said, take the guesswork out, right? Every time we want to take the guesswork out for you, for your clients, and that this can be a template that you can use for a very long time in your business. And you can feel like, man, I can care for my business, for my team so well, because this is all mapped out, it's all planned out, and it's ready to go. So we'll walk through a few more details in Asana, and then we'll finish up.